So welcome, guys. Today we're going to try and build one of these Sierpinski triangles using a program called GeoGebra. So if you Google image Sierpinski triangle, you get all this cool stuff here, different patterns, colors. We're going to make ours nice and pretty. Now the trick with this is you guys could work on this for the next 10 months and technically not be done. Obviously that's not feasible. So we're going to try and get a few stages in and see what kind of patterns we can get as far as it relates to area and perimeter of these things. So here's kind of pictures. Here's the pyramid. We're going to do a two-dimensional triangle. Now, you guys are going to create them like this. So on your worksheet, call this stage 1. So this is stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. After 5, 6, 7 stages, you guys should have enough information to come up with some patterns using geometric formulas. So what we need to do is you guys need to go to this website. It's geogebra.org, geogebra.org. When you get here, go to software. Now, we've had some issues with the laptops opening this. I want you guys to try this Java Web Start. That's the best scenario for this. If the Java doesn't work, try the Windows. If that doesn't work, the GeoGebra web app will. But these ones are actually a little bit better and they move a little bit quicker. So try one of those two for me before you try this third one. So I already actually have it downloaded on my desktop. So once we get this GeoGebra open, we can start building it. Now you'll get something like this. Okay, we want to come up to View and go to Spreadsheet to create some initial points. So I'm just going to pick a simple point like 1, 1, and I want you guys to pick different numbers than mine, okay, and pick a different lengths than someone who may be sitting by you. Okay, I'm also going to plot another point in parentheses. I'm going to go over 10 and up 1. So now I know the exact length of those. Okay. I'm going to come back up to View. I'm going to turn off that spreadsheet because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to come up to this button right here. I want a segment between 2 points because a line's just going to keep going forever. So if I click Segment, click the 2 points, now off to the side, it just told you the length of that segment, okay, which is pretty nice. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go to Polygon. And I want a regular polygon. Okay. I want a regular polygon. I'm going to click that line again. I want 3 vertices. That'll make a triangle. Come up to this button right here, and you can drag this, and you can zoom in. So basically, the triangle is the only thing that you see. Okay. Now, I'm going to come back up to this polygon button, and I'm going to go to Polygon. I'm going to click all 3 edges like this. That just calculated the area for me. Perimeter should be pretty easy. It just told me all the lengths of the sides as 9, and there's another way we can do this as well. This calculated area, 1/2 base times height. So we could use a little trig. We could find this height because it has to be perpendicular. We know the base is 9. Okay, but there's our area for the first polygon. Now, if I right-click on this, I can go to Object Properties. I can come in here to Color, and I'm going to make mine blue. Drag this opacity out to here and close it. Okay. Now, there's stage 1. I want to start taking triangles out of here. So in order to do that, it goes through the midpoint of every side. Okay, the triangles cut through the midpoint of every side. So what we do is we come up to this button right here, and we go to midpoint. And we click those 2 points, it automatically gives you the midpoint. So then I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay? Now, I need to create a triangle between these. So I'm going to come up here to the polygon button, click the 3 points, like this. There's now a polygon in there. So I'm going to right click on it, object properties, I'm going to make mine Michigan colors, and drag this opacity out like this. Okay, this is the piece that's gone. Now, some really cool things about this. When you're doing area over here, you can turn this on and off. That's the area of this polygon. Okay, for your guys' worksheet, you care about the area that's left. So you care about the area in blue. But if you know the area in blue for everything, and you know what we just took out, it's pretty easy to find the remaining area. Now we need to come do perimeter. So the one way we can do that is we can come up here to this button. Okay, this one with the little triangle. Go to distance or length and click any 2 points. Okay, and it just did that over on the side for me. So distance A to B is 4.5, which makes sense because A down to here was 9, half of that is whatever. Okay, now if I do that same thing again from here to here, it'll tell me another 4.5, which makes sense. Here to here, another 4.5, which makes sense. That's pretty easy to find perimeter of this triangle. How many of those triangles do you have? So you don't have to sit there and count every single segment. Use some multiplication rules to help you out. Now you can get in here, whoops. You should be able to turn these on or off somehow. Oh, show object. Right click and go show object so those get out of there. Okay, so I could easily calculate perimeter of the blue and area of the blue now. Now we need to keep going. So we come back over here, midpoint, boom, boom. We need a midpoint here. We need a midpoint there. We need to do it for all 3 places. Come up to polygon. Make sure you bring it back. To the original point. Right click on it. Object properties. Go to the color. You guys can make them white. You can make them whatever color you want. Now, it just told me down here, this new polygon, it's got an area 2.19. So I remove that from the old area. Area should be getting smaller. Perimeter has some unique properties. I'm going to let you guys figure those out. Okay? You're going to fill in your worksheet all the way through the stages, getting perimeter, getting area, and then you're going to come up with geometric formulas to try and model those. If you guys forgot what your geometric sequences are, they have a common ratio, so we're worried about multiplication or division. Here's your formula. Your nth term equals your first term times your ratio to the n minus 1. Remember, it's always offset by 1, so when you go plug a 1 in here, you get r to the 0, which equals 1. So this piece right here goes to a 1, and you're left with just the first term. Okay, have some fun with this. Make it as long or as in-depth as you want after you answer the worksheet. There's some good stuff in the book on the back, some really interesting properties with these fractals. Have fun.